If you see something wrong and you can do something about it, shouldn't you do something about that? Okay, let's give a little background story here. I got a buddy of mine, good guy. He's got a young son. He's raising them all up by himself. He's been out of work for a few months and just got a job working at Lowe's. And I've got the pictures of that here in a minute. Well, there's some flub somewhere in the system, and instead of getting paid for the work he's done already in the regular cycle, even if the issue is resolved, he won't get his money until the end of the month. Okay, there's a problem, really. If you're a pretty good sized company, paying the employees needs to be a top priority, and we'll get into that. Let's get over here. We got some stats to see on Lowe's. Let's find a screen. Here we go. And we got, here's Lowe's. Look, they got appliances. They got, what do they got? Bathroom stuff, lighting, floors, tools. Gosh, I can't get out of there, to tell you the truth, for less than 500 bucks. Gosh, it's like a kid in a toy shop. This is candy to me. All right, let's take a look over at Lowe's on Wikipedia. We'll get a better idea. What do they got coming in? $68.619 billion in revenue, operating income of $6.5 billion. So they're making, 10 cents on the dollar. Pay the taxes, they're left with $3.5 billion net. That'll go to the shareholders over there. Pretty good sized company. Key people: Marvin Ellison. Yep, I'm trying to get a hold of Marvin. Here's the thing. Let's see. I had started a dialogue with Lowe's a few weeks ago. Well, no, excuse me. 10, 12, 3 days ago. I left a note in a timeline as follows. I don't work at Lowe's. I don't. I got nothing to do with this. But, well, it's wrong, and I think I can do something about it. I don't work at Lowe's, but I know somebody who does. A multi-billion-dollar company needs to pay the employees in a timely manner. You have a new hire, for whatever reason, some flub somewhere in their various departments who won't be getting paid for the last 2 weeks until the end of the month. He's a good guy. He's a son he's raising by himself. It sure would make a difference in their lives right now to get paid. And I surely would be grateful. Okay, I got a response from them, which is great. I left another message over on Twitter, but so far we have no response there. Let's see, the response. This associate needs to reach out to the leadership team or the corporate human resources department for assistance. Okay, word on the street has it you laid off most of the HR people earlier this summer. I guess it was like 90% of them are, I don't know the stats on that. Because of some snafu somewhere, he's got to wait another 2 weeks to get paid. It comes down to how the company wants to treat its employees. I've worked for some pretty big companies over the years. There are always methods to expedite any particular issue, whatever that issue is, and paying employees, treating them the way a person should be treated. That kind of tops a list of priorities for most companies, along with quality products, fair prices, and good service. Those employees are the soul of the company. They're the ones that are offering that good service. When they're deprioritized, well, it never looks good for the employer. You can send this message up to the chain of command or nip it right off here. It's up to you. The best company I ever worked for had a sign on every job site: integrity. It's doing the right thing, even when nobody's looking. I'd love nothing more than to tell my friends that you folks did what it took to do what's right, and they would love to hear it. And I got the screenshot over on Facebook here. And I continue on. These social networks are so touchy and judgmental, and they are. You got nothing but rage on Facebook. Somebody's wrong, and you got 75 people that got to come after them and just scream at the top of their lungs, digitally, of course. You do the wrong thing, it spreads like wildfire and invokes instantaneous rage. You do the right thing, though, and they get all lovey-dovey. Now, lovey-dovey, that's advertising you can't buy. And I got a response from them. Here it is. This associate needs to reach out to their leadership team or the corporate human resources department for assistance. Wait a minute. This is identical to that. This is a canned response. This is not a person I'm talking to. This is somebody in a phone center, a call center, or in this case, a social network messaging. This is not the person I want to talk to Harlan there. Is there a manager I could speak to? And I got, please refer to my previous post. All right. Well, look, I don't work there. It's no skin off my back. It's none of my darn business, really. Okay, so I come in, time to make a video. And that's what I'm doing here. What? Wait, look what happened here. Moments later, Ken, as this is an employment related matter, it must be addressed by Lowe's Human Resources. The employee may reach out. Here's the employee alert line. Okay. I come back. I'm of the understanding a large part of the HR staff was cut in June. There's a flub. He's not getting paid. I'd say the leadership has also failed him. Even if the flub is resolved right now, the deadline has passed. He won't be paid for another 2 weeks. We talk about families that need that paycheck. Excuse me, let me start over. We're talking about families that need that paycheck to put food on the table. The guy has already done the work. He needs to be paid. We're not talking about some young kid living at home with his first job, but a mature, responsible adult raising a son all by himself. Then we start talking the story. Back before I retired, I worked for a company that would go out of its way to fix a payroll issue. There's something wrong. The district manager has the authority to cut a check right here, right now. Now, the employee, yeah, please sign this so, we have a record that you actually got paid and we took out the right amount of taxes and stuff. But he could do that. He could cut that check right now. Solve the problem. Done. I always told the guys that work for me, don't come up to me with a problem unless you also have a potential solution. So we have a direction to go, because otherwise you're just complaining. But if you can come up to me with a solution, we can probably fix that problem. Well, here we have a problem, a guy not getting paid, and we have a potential solution, but there's more solutions out there. Okay, let's see. Back before I retired, I worked for a company that would go out of its way to fix a payroll issue. I've worked for companies that don't or won't, insisting on the efficiency of established policy and department procedures for handling this sort of thing. This is the sort of thing that where structured enforcement of policy fails to do the right thing by the employee. From the employee's point of view, the single most important aspect of the job is getting paid. Really, you're going to work for free? That's part number one. I like the job, but what's it pay? And when do I get paid? Because the guy's got to put his check in the bank so we put food on the table. Really, so I did look at statistics. Something like half the people out there have less than $500 in their paycheck. Nope, screw that. Half the people have less than $500 in a checking account. A lot of people don't even have a checking account. Seriously, a week's pay, that's a big deal. Okay, we'll continue on. Statistics show that half of all Americans have less than $500 in a checking account. Oh, I put it in. Or don't even have a checking account. They do the work. It needs to be as important to the employer to see to it that paycheck gets into their hands as soon as possible. And policy should reflect that. Now, I'm in a stage of my life where I'm not an employee. It's wonderful. You got to try it. I see a company with a flawed policy, and it is unlikely that it will choose to be or continue to be a shareholder. When a human resources department fails to take action for the benefit of the human resources, I have to think that the company is fooling itself. It does not have what it takes. Let me tell you a story. I'm going to get off of here. I was working for a company, what year is this? Probably 15 years ago, and they got a new human resources manager, and she's gonna show the boss what she can do, right? She's gonna slash overtime. She's gonna hire more people to make up for the overtime that we're getting. You got to realize 2/3 of our income in industrial contracting is from overtime. And if you want the job done right, you need your key persons on site, 12 hours a day, rotating shifts. She's trying to do well, but she didn't understand the industry. All she did was cause 2 entire offices right here in town, another one in Mobile, to jump ship, approach another contractor and say, look, all you got to do is get us the tools, right? Set up the insurance, set up the structure of the company, and we will bring the jobs over. That one human resources manager cost that company $50 million a year because we took all our business with us. Go do your thing, make the people a commodity, and you will kill your company. Let me continue it here. All I'm doing is bringing light to the problem. It's not just your company. There are plenty of others who have devalued their employees in favor of a policy or practice that does not get the job done. You got to get these people paid. If they're not getting paid for another 2 weeks on top, there's a key problem there. I'm not a shareholder of those companies either. When I find out. In your last reply, you mentioned that this was an employment-related matter. Let me scroll up and show you that. Ken, as this is an employment-related matter, it's not. It's not. Follow me on this. Follow the logic. Therein lies the problem. These people are not a subset of the population. They are your employees as well as customers, and later potential shareholders. If it is looked at as an integrity-related matter, doing the right thing, that's when company policy stands out. Tomorrow, some customer will bring back an item to the return desk for over $1,000. That customer will get that refund immediately. Here's your receipt. Here's your money back. Done. Easy process. Meanwhile, you have an employee borrowing a couple of bucks to buy some ramen because current policy dictates he won't get paid for another couple of weeks. That ramen tastes okay when prepared well, but that policy is going to leave a sour taste in his mouth for a long time. This last reply from you is not as scripted as early replies. I think I may have made it to a social media shift supervisor, but the guy still has not been paid. Now, we get amazing power in this social media. It can bring injustice to light in a hurry. And that's where all you folks come in, right? I've got a post on Facebook over there. Plus, I have this video. Why not share the video? It's not going to solve the problem overnight for sure, but it can add some pressure to not only Lowe's, but other companies who have deprioritized their employees in favor of a policy which supposedly streamlines things. Look, if these folks have an average of $500 in their checking account, and you figure half the employees do, that missing paycheck is a hardship, honestly. Now I got a picture of Lowe's here. Look at it. It's a great shop. I shop there all the time. And there's one testimonial from, where is it? I love this one. Here we go, from Sydney. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're like a large family. The Lowe's Employee Relief Fund helps support our fellow associates in the event of a natural disaster or personal hardship. Believe me, not getting paid is a personal hardship. So there's another option already in place. We have the Lowe's Employee Relief Fund in place now. Now get the guy paid. It's not that hard. Cut the check. It's approved. Send the word down so you can pick up the phone, get a hold of the manager of this fellow, and say, cut the check and get this guy paid. You've got store cards in the store. Give them something that would get to Walmart at least. Look, it's a problem. There is a solution. You know, for a job to work out, let me get back to the big page here. For a job to work, you got to have 2 out of 3 things. There's the money you make, right? There's the work, and there's the people you're working with. Now, Lowe's, you got to figure it's a fairly clean store. They get a lot of nice, good stuff. There's some heavy lifting on occasion. It's not contracting work, so that's not so bad. They're not running. It's air conditioned in the summer. It's cooled in the winter. It's pretty decent conditions to work. I don't see the work being a problem. So now you're down to the people and the money. Well, it doesn't really matter how much you get paid if you don't get that paycheck for another couple of weeks. How about the people? Are they looking out for their employees? Because I think we have a problem here. Policy is all well and good. It helps to streamline things and make it efficient, right? You have a personnel department or a human resources department. They're going to solve all the personnel and human resource issues, but they're failing. They're not doing the job if the people aren't getting paid. I cannot imagine having an employee not getting that paycheck. When I had my own company, I would not pay myself. Make sure they're paid. And okay, this week I don't get paid. That's too bad. It's a diner. I can go back and make a sandwich. That's easy enough. But my gosh, the employers are going to be paid. Well, there's a problem, and I've offered a couple of solutions. And I think the best solution is to, move that decision making down a level so that the store manager or district manager can determine the correctness of the situation and issue that check. It's not that hard. So the challenge is out there, Lowe's. Get a hold of, what was his name there? Ellison? Let me look over here. Yeah, Marvin Ellison. Get a hold of Marvin and tell him, hey man, you have a serious problem in your store. Fix it. There, problem solution. I think we might have this covered. Folks, don't be afraid to share this video. Right? It's not just Lowe's. Look, I got no problem with their products. I got no problem with their service. I'm just trying to look out for a buddy of mine. He's in a tight spot right now, and he's done the work and will continue to do the work. I think we could fix that. But there's other companies out there who have commoditized the employee situation, and well, it's an injustice, and we need to fix it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. I'm going to sign off. So you stay groovy.